Hey everybody, John here. A lot of you have been asking about the instrument panels and the gauges, and I don't know if we can see that. But those are the switches and gauges. That's the headlight utility and the old four-ways or emergency hazard. You got yourself the speedometer, fuel gauge with the DEF, and that tachometer. Over here you have, I would imagine that's the brake, no, some kind of a temperature, air pressure, primary, secondary. Not exactly sure what that is. Down here is your panel light level, footwell, mirror heat, and over here some more gauges, and well, let you see all that. Dome lights, OPT, and other stuff. And that's pretty much it. That's all there is to it. We'll catch you later. Ladies and gentlemen, good morning greetings from somewhere near De Pere, Wisconsin. What's that all about? Boy, I'm in deep trouble today. Let me start by going back as far as yesterday. Yesterday I received 2 messages of 2 loads. I received it while I was driving. Now, the system will not let you read messages if your vehicle is in drive, which I was. However, you can play the audio and listen to it. In my perspective, they sent 2 messages identical to each other. So I thought maybe the system was the system made a mistake. They sent load, one load twice, and okay, that's fine. Finally, when it came to accepting or rejecting the load in the system, I received 2 loads which I had to reject or accept. Naturally, I accepted. The first load picks up in Maribel at the yard, picks up at 11 a.m., delivers to De Pere at Wild Company's Heritage for 11:30. So I left the house at 8 o'clock, thinking I'll show up a little bit early, right? So as soon as I get to the truck, dispatch sends me a message saying, hey, you're gonna be late. What's your ETA? I said, what are you talking about being late? I'm coming in really early. By the way, the 2 loads that they sent yesterday, to which I accepted reject, one was the Maribel. Second is picks up somewhere else a different load. So that's why I didn't worry anything about it. I didn't know I was doing anything wrong. It turns out that there are 2 loads that needs to be picked up at the yard, and that needs to be delivered at Well Companies. The problem is, even though they sent the message as a message of the 2 loads, it turns out 2 different loads are 2 different loads. Problem is, when it came time to accept reject, there's only one of that load that was formally dispatched to me. The other one, even though there were 2 loads that were sent as a message, only one came through as a dispatch. So in my mind, I've only been dispatched of one of that load. So it is partly not my fault, but then again, I should have been more careful to reading the message and saying, hey, where's my load? Where's the other one? So I don't know whether dispatch forgot to dispatch the load to me, or they dispatched it and it never came through. But either way, the first load, which is this one that I picked up, supposed to be delivered at 9 o'clock at Well Companies, and it is now exactly 10 a.m. So that's where the confusion was and is. Oh wow, they demolished. No, it's the one. For those of you who have been with me since the beginning of my YouTube channel, I'm sure some of you will remember this route, because I used to take this route quite a bit. You can see Lambeau Field way over there. Rand McNally Overdrive 8 Pro GPS does not want me to take this road for some reason. It's telling me I am 17 miles away from Well Companies, but in actuality I'm only 3 miles or less. In fact, it wants me to make a U-turn. Who knows, maybe they have updated the road. That could be a possibility. But the Rand McNally is rerouting me to go back that way and take a different road. Here's the golf course. Has it ever happened where a road that used to be a truck route is no longer a truck route in the future? Has that ever happened? This is County Road G. flying flags or whatever, survey flags. Gas station's still here. There's actually a truck fuel pump there now. Still doesn't want me to keep going. It tells me to make a U-turn or go back the other way. But I don't see any indication that this is not a truck route. By the way, for those of you who say that this is a 13 speed, how come it only says 8? Is it possible that this gear shifter belongs to a different truck? That KW that belongs to the boss, that's an 18 speed, and yes, it's got that gray thumb buttons on it. Not that far away. We're only 1.7 miles. Boy, I ran this road for 12 years, I think. It's quite a long time, isn't it? And yet, some people work for companies at their job for 20, 30 years. see trash all over. How disappointing, right? Like the second load has been canceled on me. Hey bud, park it over there. He doesn't want to. Alright, we'll be right back. Peace. Alright, we've been inside of door 9. Way out in the back again. So today is Friday. I still have 17 hours and 58 minutes remaining to drive. on my 70. Door 9. Good. Last time they put me on door 5. That wasn't fun. Oh, I missed one chair, Johnny. All right, let's go open the door. All right, well, catch you guys later. Peace. All right, everybody, we are empty and headed to Green Bay. Headed to Americold on Morrow Road. 16 miles away. it turns out that the source of all of this confusion was my fault. I guess I did not accept the other load. That's why it didn't show up to be a dispatched load. But anyway, the other load has been canceled to me, or taken the load off of me, and somebody is currently delivering it right now. Somehow my tablet, I am not able to send a message. It's frozen. Everything else works. I just can't seem to send any messages to it.